We all remember getting ready for our first day of school. Getting our hair done, finding the perfect outfit, and buying all those pens and pencils we know will somehow magically disappear within a week. Many people get excited for their first day of school. But for military children, it's just a routine. Moving every 2 or 3 years, right after settling, being uprooted yet again for a sacrifice they don't even get recognized for. Feelings of loneliness and anxiety take root in their heart and change them. And on top of that, they worry about whether their parents are going to come home or not. Research from the American Society of Federal Health Professionals stated that adolescents with a deployed parent present increased levels of depressive symptoms compared with their civilian counterparts. Adolescents also show a worsening of social interaction with peers and a decrease in academic achievement overall. This is especially true in female adolescents and racial minorities. As a military child myself, I can attest for this. I used to struggle so much with stepping outside of my comfort zone because of the fear of being uprooted yet again. And although I only had to move 4 times, and mostly during my early childhood years, I have seen and studied these effects in my peers and in my family. And I've also worked with countless others to build a program at my school to help make military children feel welcome and help give them that first friend to guide them into a new environment. I understand what it's like to constantly feel uprooted and feel like nobody understands you or what you're going through. But I remember this one time when we were moving to Kentucky. This was the summer of 3rd grade. I was personally terrified of my first day of school. I had spent endless nights crying, worrying, feeling like I was never going to make any friends or fit in anywhere or make anybody new. I was honestly thinking it was just going to be me and my dog for the rest of my life. But while we were unpacking the moving truck, I spotted these girls across the street. And they were all kind of huddled into a little circle, giggling and laughing. But then this one girl boldly and confidently approached me and said, "Do you want to play with us?" And on the surface, I was all calm and collected, and I was smooth with it too. I was like, sure, I would love to. But underneath, I was honestly jumping for joy and doing a victory dance. Because at that moment, everything changed. All my fears and anxieties about what was to come vanished. They literally went poof in my head. Because I had made a friend, and I was no longer worried about whether I was going to fit in at school. I just hung out with my friends and I had a good time. I realized they understood what it was like to come into a new and unfamiliar place. Most of the girls in that group had moved 5 or 6 times already, and we were only 8. But they did what we typically do as military children. Introduce ourselves, adapt into a new environment, and try to ease the fears of others with moving. My friend took me under her wing, and we began going to every new person's house that moved into the neighborhood, introducing ourselves and asking their kids if they wanted to play. Sometimes this was before the boxes were even moved out of the front lawn. And yes, we did play in the boxes. But we made sure, by their first day of school rolled around, they had a group of people to rely on and call us friends. Now, my friend ended up moving a year later, and I also ended up moving 2 years later. But I have never forgotten that moment and her impact on my life. I learned from her that sometimes smiling, waving at people in the hallway, asking them how their days are going, just being intentional with getting to know somebody could change how they see their situation. I also know that I occasionally check in on my friend and see how she's doing with life, because she honestly changed mine. And now everywhere I go, I try to continue her legacy, and I try to make new students feel welcome in a new environment. Now, you may be wondering, why am I telling you all this? All I ask is that when you see a new kid, welcome them into a new environment. You can do this by sitting with them at lunch, introducing them to others, asking them how their days are going. Sometimes this may take you stepping outside of your comfort zone and your friend groups, but acts like these can impact somebody a great deal and change their mindset on their new situation. I also ask that when you see a new kid, help them feel a part of the student body. When their time there may be temporary and short, Just allow them to feel comfortable and loved in that new place. You can do this by inviting them to sit with you at pep rallies. Give them that school spirit we all know you all have. Allow them to feel connected in a new environment. I also ask that when you see somebody lonely and isolated, grab a group of friends and join them. Just make them feel noticed and heard. You may do this by inviting them into clubs and activities. When you are invited into clubs and activities, you meet people you never thought you would meet, and bond with people you never thought you would ever meet or notice. But acts like these can change the way people see each other. My last thing I ask is that you allow us to be a more friendly and open society by just being kind to new students. A lot of times, a first friend or a kind word can go a great deal in impacting somebody and changing the way they see each other. Being greeted with smiles instead of frowns can change how other people see each other. And now, when I say smiles, I'm not talking about the creepy Mickey Mouse smile that everybody gives at Disney World. I'm talking about the truly genuine smile of just, I notice you, I see you, and you are loved here. Please allow us to make this a more friendly and open society and change the way we see each other and interact with each other. Thank you.